Hello and welcome to the demo video for the GrowthCLUB Pre-Work GPT. This tool is designed to help you get the most out of your GrowthCLUB experience by guiding you through a strategic planning session. You'll use this tool to help you set clear 12-month SMART goals for your business, reverse engineer those goals into actionable 90-day targets, and if you want to go even further, you can use this tool to help you identify the exact strategies that will go into reaching those targets and generating the corresponding list of tasks that will go into each strategy. In this video, I'll walk you through all the information that you need to know in order to use this tool effectively so you can show up to GrowthCLUB prepared and ready to get the most out of the session. Let's get into it. When you click on the link to the GrowthCLUB Pre-Work GPT, you'll be taken to a page that looks like this. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to click this Start Here button that we see in the center of the screen. So click Start Here, and what this is going to do is it's going to begin the process of working with this GPT. The first thing that we're going to do after we click Start Here is make a copy of this companion document. So it should share the link right here. So right here in the message, it says companion document, make a copy of this, or it might say something different. It kind of changes every time, but it will share the link to the companion document. So what we got to do is make a copy of that. So we'll click the link. That'll take us to a Canva doc. Once that loads, this isn't going to be an editable version for you guys. I can edit it because I created the document, but for you, what you'll need to do is go up here in the top left and click File and Make a Copy. So up in the top left, File, Make a Copy. Once you do that, it'll open your own editable version of the companion document, which is exactly what we want. We're going to use this companion document to store the outputs that the GPT generates with us throughout this process. So you can kind of scroll through this document to see what I mean. So this user snapshot up here at the top is going to be just like the basic context about us and our business that we're going to share in a few steps once we get back to the GPT. But then we can kind of take a sneak peek as to like what's to come in working with this GPT, which is, 3 12-month SMART goals for our business, reverse engineering those goals into 90-day smarter goals, and then strategies for each goal, and then a comprehensive list of tasks with each strategy. So this document is just serving as a resource where you can copy and paste all of the outputs that the GPT generates right here into one neatly formatted document that you'll be able to reference once we get to GrowthCLUB, or you can share with the ActionCOACH ahead of time for them to be able to generate some personalized ideas for you. So that's the first thing we got to do, is make a copy of the companion document. So now I'm going to jump back over to the GrowthCLUB Pre-Work GPT. And I want to make a note here that in this video, I'm not going to walk through the entire process with you, but I just want to make sure that you understand how this experience works so that you can go ahead and do it yourself. So after I click Start Here, it shared this message. Now what do we got to do? So if we read here at the bottom, once you've made a copy of the companion document, just say proceed and we'll dive in. You can say proceed, you can say anything. You can say, okay, sounds good, move on, proceed, whatever. I just like proceed. So proceed. Now we're telling the GPT to move to the next step. So that's how this entire process works, is it's just a step-by-step guided experience where either two things are going to happen. The GPT is going to present information for you to review and provide feedback on, or ask further questions to dig more in detail. So the GPT is going to either present information to you, or it's going to ask you a question for you to provide it context. Because the GPT, in order to get to the point where it can recommend 12-month strategic goals for you or 90-day goals or whatever, it needs to have context on you and your business. So it's either going to be asking you a question or presenting information for you to review. Those are the only two things that'll happen in any of these steps. But everything's going to happen just one step at a time. And if there's at any point you have a question, or you want to dig into something deeper, or you want some further clarification from the GPT, you can always stop and pause within that step and ask it. Like, you don't have to move on to the next step until you're ready to do so. So as you can see, when I said proceed, the next step here in this is just to kind of explain how this GPT works, just kind of summarize exactly what I just said. So you can read through that, and then the next thing you'll do is just say proceed. And really, that's kind of how this whole process will work, right? You're either going to be presented with information for you to review or ask further clarification questions on, or you'll be asked a question, which we are right here, right? So let's grab a quick snapshot of your business. I'll ask you a few short questions one at a time to help personalize your planning experience. So what kind of business do you run, right? So then you would begin answering the GPT's questions. The one last point that I want to leave you with here is, obviously this question isn't going to require me to type a lot of information. But one thing I will say is it will begin asking you some more deeper and more thoughtful questions that will require a lot of like the more detailed your answers can be, the better your results from this GPT are going to be, right? Because if you think about it, like this is just an AI tool, right, that at the moment probably knows nothing about you and your business. So you need to, like, the more detail you can provide this tool, the better responses and like the better responses it's going to generate for you, right? So why am I saying that is I don't like typing, right? Typing takes a long time. So whenever you have a long message or a long answer to one of the questions that the GPT is asking you, use this tool down here, the Dictate tool. So this will be like the voice to text feature. So you can click this tool, and then you can just say your answer out loud, and then you'll click the checkbox. I'll kind of show you what this means. I have an AI implementation business, right? So obviously that's a short one, right? But once I record that, you just click the checkbox. That's going to be a funny message. Okay, so that didn't quite work. Maybe it's because I'm recording a video, but it works super well typically. But yeah, so use this Dictate tool when it asks you a question that's going to require a lot of typing or a lot of thoughtful detail. So that's the last point that I'll leave you with. But that's the extent of this demo video that I'm going to go through right now. Once you get to this point, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions, and then it's going to get into generating information, present it to you, and give you for you to provide feedback on. And as the GPT gets to the point where it starts generating these outputs, make sure that you're copying and pasting it into this GrowthCLUB document so you can easily reference the outputs later on. You don't have to go back into ChatGPT to find it. Okay, that concludes the demo video. If you have any questions throughout this process, direct them to your action coach that's hosting your GrowthCLUB session, and he or she can either route that question to me, or they should be able to answer it for you. But really excited for you to dig into this and get the insights that this will generate and help you show up to GrowthCLUB completely prepared and ready to dig even deeper with all the people around you and have just a great session. So thanks so much, and we'll see you soon.